day, and welcome to my podcast. I am your host, Kayla Morton, and on this episode, I will be talking about retrofitting Suburbia relating to my home island of St. Croix in the United States Virgin Islands. So, what is retrofitting Suburbia? Let's break it down. Retrofit means to add a component or accessory to something that did not have it when manufactured. Suburbia means the suburbs or their inhabitants viewed collectively. As a whole, the term refers to adding components or accessories to the suburbs that originally weren't there. Now to my home island. St. Croix is 28 miles long and 7 miles wide, making the island 84 square miles and the biggest island within the USVI territory. The island is full of beautiful architecture that illustrates the different cultures that have touched it, from Danish-influenced architectural styles when they reigned over the island to Afro-Caribbean designs. The structures on St. Croix not only demonstrate creativity, but also resilience through the colonialization of 7 different countries and natural disasters that have historically affected locals. My theory on the ways St. Croix can be retrofitted is by the redeveloping and repurposing of abandoned buildings. As you drive around the island, you'll notice a lot of abandoned buildings, whether built decades ago or within the last 20 years. But you will also see a lot of new structures being built. The issue that we are having is that we're building new structures to replace ones that we already have, but just don't want to deal with. We leave them boarded up and let them continue to be an eyesore for locals and tourists visiting the island. Let's talk about the Mall of St. Croix. That has been left unused for years, but since the Kmart was right next to it, there was still some movement around the area. With the recent shutdown of Kmart, both sides of the shopping center are now left abandoned with no plans of re-inhabiting the spaces. Funny enough, right across the street, a new structure has been built to be the new Mall of St. Croix, but to this day, no businesses have moved in to start getting more foot traffic in the area. So now, there are 2 malls staring at each other with no current use, and local Cruisians are left with more questions about where they will go to shop or spend their spare time. I think that the old Kmart and Mall of St. Croix should be connected to create a big mall that has clothing stores, food courts, and entertainment for children, which we don't have a lot of. Older Cruisians will tell you how much community there was back in the day because of places like these, but today, younger locals do not get to experience this and are left the movie theater, the bowling alley, and the streets to hang around and spend their time. With all of this said, organizations are working to rectify the abandonment of buildings and influence the upcoming generation to advocate for the retrofitting of St. Croix. The Virgin Islands Architecture Center for Built Heritage and Crafts have recently started a summer program to educate Cruisian youth about the significance of architecture on the island. I attended last summer, and not only did I learn a lot about my island, I also became excited to go to architecture school and also determined to go back home and make a positive impact through architecture and design once I get my license. They also plan on filling the gap of there not being an architecture program on the island for students to pursue. As well as that, they plan on restoring the old barracks in Christensen Town that was once the first and only high school on St. Croix at the time. This will be their campus for the program, as well as their headquarters for influencing the remodeling of the island and repurposing the forgotten structures that surround us. Thank you for listening to my podcast, and make sure you leave a review to let me know what else you would like to hear next.
Big whoop.